This is a Heart and Hand production.
Hello folks, my name's David Edgar, I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you today as Rangers title tilt ended with a 2-1 defeat in Edinburgh to Hearts. And this was Rangers this season in a nutshell. Very good for a half, very poor for a half. They cannot put in a 90-minute performance, and today it cost us. And it does leave serious questions, I think, about Danny Rule in the minds of certainly me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, because again, a manager made a change at half-time, an opposition manager, and Rangers simply didn't react to it. And again, whenever there's been a momentum shift for Park earlier in the season, the game against Celtic at Ibrox in the league, and now today, Rangers simply can't cope. And in the end today, another big game that we've lost. And while I think Danny Rule did deserve praise for what he'd done at the start of the season, there's no doubt that coming in at the business end, there are concerns because we lose these big games. We fail to get results. We put ourselves into a great position today by taking the lead in the first half. And then you knew Hearts were going to respond in the second half. Every Rangers fan knew that Hearts were going to respond in the second half. And we did nothing. We wilted. And in the end, Hearts won because they wanted it more than we did. And that really hurts. That's something I think as a supporter you find tough to take. And yeah, I mean, the manager picked a side, and for the first half it looked like the right one. Rangers took the lead through Dujon Sterling, a long throw. Steinwinder didn't get a good head on it. Dujon got the strike in that deflected up and in. And we controlled the game in the first half and should have had more of a lead going into the second. And because we've seen this from this team so often, that they then don't follow that up, that I think we were all a wee bit worried that, oh God, right, well, will we regret this? And of course we did, because they're predictable. They delivered exactly the kind of second half that we would have feared. And everything that was good about us in the first went out the window in the second. Hearts got one back when, for some reason, Kazaridis was allowed to wander into our box, take his time and get a shot away. It comes back off the post. Tavernier and Skov Olsen are sleeping, and Kingsley knocks it in. And then later, nice goal from a Hearts point of view, but Lawrence Shankland on his own in your box is unforgivable, because you know what he's going to do in that situation. The guy's a goal scorer, and he proved it again. And Rangers didn't really threaten in the second half, if we're being honest. We had one from a set piece where the goalkeeper comes out and flaps at it. It's headed back in by Asgard and it hits the bar and goes away. And that really was it. We weren't creating very much. And that's it done. I mean, I'm sure you might get some noises coming out of the club saying differently, but that's it done, 7 points. And it's a sad reflection on us that going into the split against the better teams, 2 matches, 2 defeats. Danny Rule's bristled when mentality's been brought up. Doesn't agree that there's a mentality issue. Well, every single Rangers fan knows there's a mentality issue, because this team buckles every single time that there's a big challenge on. That's the reality. That's the situation. That's why we are where we are in the league. And I think that the club believe in Rule. I think that they will keep him there at the start of next season. But I think that he's got to address that this team folds. When the pressure's on, this team folds. I worry if he's a bit too conservative at times. In the start of the second half, when the momentum shifted, Rangers, if nothing else, should have learned from previous matches. As I say, the aforementioned ones against Celtic and Motherwell. I'm sure there are others. And responded, and we didn't. We sort of sat in hoping that it would just change, and it didn't. And we got punished today, and we got what we deserved, and we've got what we've deserved in the league. So, yeah, a hugely disappointing day, because again, you can't help but feeling with this Rangers team that it does it to itself, and its inability to play for 90 minutes and the manager's inability to change when that happens has cost us. It's cost us all season, and it's cost us again today. And yeah, like I say, our title challenge has ended with a whimper rather than a bang, and that is very, very tough to take. So now we'll go away, process it for a few days, and then begin to look ahead to next season. And there will need to be changes at Rangers because that squad of players is not going to win you trophies. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.